Good morning, Culers. It is time to wake up in Barca. I know we're all feeling rough. I am too. I'm going to be honest with you, thought about not doing this episode, but I said there are Culers out there who need some positivity. The Stash Squad needs their leader. So here I am, folks. We're going to vent about the match against Rayo. I'm not doing the good, the bad, and the Barca because there was no good, there was no Barca, and there was certainly no mustache man of the match in our 1-0 loss against Rayo Vallecano yesterday. We've got some talking points that we will get into. They're all negative, just a fair warning. But once we get through the venting, once we get through the frustrating points, we're going to level set on our expectations. We're going to regain some perspective. We're going to try to turn things around, have a little positive start to our Monday. So in today's episode, again, we're not going to do the good, the bad, and the Barca. We're going to do the bad, and then look ahead to the future. All right? If you are just finding us for the first time, welcome to the undefeated community. You probably need us now more than ever. Actually, that's not even true. This is not even the darkest times for Barcelona. So let's start with that right off the bat. This is not even like the darkest moment for Barcelona's season, okay? So little silver lining. We're doing okay, friends. We're doing okay. Subscribe to the channel so you can be part of the conversation as we catch up on yesterday's match, have a little conversation while we have some caffeine, and get our day going. So again, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let's go ahead and kick things off the right way, my friends. Pow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John.
Okay, like I said, I know it sucks. I know it hurts. It's incredibly frustrating. Madrid, 15 points ahead of us now. Barcelona with a missed opportunity to get a little bit of wiggle room in those Champions League spots for next year. I understand. We're going to take a look at the match overview. We'll take a look at stats. We'll see where Barcelona are in the table relative to the other Champions League contenders. We'll take a look at what's coming up next, the talking points that we're going to get into. Aubameyang's miserable first touch with his back to goal. The referee. Third talking point, besides burps, Frenkie de Jong being subbed off there. He was upset about it, and I don't necessarily agree with Xavi's strategy. So we've got at least 3 talking points, plus burps, plus whatever else comes up in the conversation. I'm going to first turn to the chat, say my hellos, say my good mornings, make sure everybody in the Stash Squad is doing okay. Like I said, I know this was a rough one for Culers. I woke up this morning and I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to get up and talk about Barcelona. I don't want to spread negativity. But then I said, you know what? If I'm feeling this way, so is everybody else. So here we are. We're checked in. We are here for each other, the good and the bad. That's what we do here on this channel. All right. So we're going to vent. We're going to get out all that negativity. We're going to talk about how frustrating it was to lose against Rayo. But then we're going to look to the future. We're going to get a healthy perspective before we end here. We're going to start our Monday in a positive way before this episode ends. That is the challenge, okay? So we're not even doing the good, the bad, and the Barca. We're just going to talk about things. But first, like I said, I want to catch up with the Stash Squad, make sure everybody's doing all right. Ovi, I see you in here, buddy. Says, really rough days. Haven't slept in the past 24 hours. What about you all? How have you been doing? I'll tell you, I slept like a baby last night, but it's because I ate a bunch of sugar and did other things and then just passed out. So it had nothing to do with Barcelona. I can tell you that. It was a frustrating afternoon. Not just the results. The scoreline is one thing. The way that we played the game is what frustrated me. Barcelona were just slow in the build-up, boring, no creativity, overall, just not a fun match. It wasn't an enjoyable afternoon. So, Ovi, I hear you, buddy. I'm here for you. So is the rest of the Stash Squad. Felipe, good morning, sir. Says, no man of the match. Absolutely not. No man of the match for Barca. No good, no Barca. We are just talking bad here. Jatine, hello and good morning. Chris, what's up, buddy? Good morning to you. Yusuf, hello. Winston, good morning to you. Who else we got in here? Did I miss anybody? Oh, I gotta turn Nightbot's spoiler warnings off because there's no match going on right now. So turn that off. Beady boom, beady bow. There we go. What else? Okay. Before we go negative and start venting about things, let's start out with something positive. Let's give a little shout out to the Culers this week. If you missed it during the live stream yesterday during the match against Rayo. I was shouting out the latest top 10 chatters. Again, to make the coolest Culers, come hang out with us for all the live streams, participate in the conversation, and you can get yourself on the top 10 list. This week it is Kudis, Kyle Cash, Prashanth rounding out the top 3, FV and Olivia sneaking into the top 5, Browns finished, Complex, Kenny Rages, and Mike rounding out the top 10. They are the coolest Culers for the week. Again, folks, come hang out with us for all the live streams. We're right here on the Undefeated channel for all the Barcelona matches, and Wake Up in Barca Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come hang out, have some conversation. The good times and the bad. Like I said, friends, like I said, good times and the bad. Asking if there was a mic issue. Chris says lots of static. Did I hit the mic connector? I might have. We should be fixed now. Are we good? Testing, microphone 1 2 1 2. I'm hoping we're all right now. I'll give that a second before we jump over and take a look at the stats. Hopefully someone can confirm that the mic sounds good. Hey, Kudis is here. Hello, sir. Welcome and welcome. How long was it staticky for? Was it the whole time or was it just for a little bit there? Obi says now it's good. Chris says seems better now. Thank you. If you could just let me know how long it was sounding crappy for, that would be wonderful. I love you all, by the way. I really do. It's incredibly special to have a community worldwide where I can wake up and no matter how negative, how pessimistic I might be feeling, I know that I got a community here to help lift me up, to help build me up, to help stay strong. You know what I'm saying? Stash Squad strong. Love it. Hashtag Stash Squad strong. Anyway, I digress. You know I love you guys. I just wanted to express that. Ben, hello and welcome. Madristas are welcome as long as you are respectful. We've got quite a few of you in here hanging out, actually. Provides good conversation. Kuda says, by the way, Florida sucks. Uh-oh, EM. Calling out EM. Get him, Kudas. EM is from Florida, for those of you that don't know. Kuda says, Mike was good when I joined. Good. Steve, good morning to you, sir. Yusa says, I don't like that Rudiger is going to Real Madrid. Yeah, Rudiger to Madrid, that's going to be tough to deal with, folks. But you know what? We'll make our summer moves as well. We're not going to get a center back as good as Rudiger. I can tell you that. But we'll get there. Matinho says, FDJ might join Man United. Relax. Everybody, so that's one of the talking points we're going to get to today is Frenkie de Jong. Everybody is freaking out right now, saying, oh my gosh, Barcelona are going to sell Frenkie de Jong, like, blah, 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 blah. Xavi doesn't trust him. Xavi doesn't use him, and yada, yada. No. No. It's not happening, folks. It's not happening, okay? Frenkie will be here next year. I can tell you that. Hollow the Reaper, hello. Good morning to you. Ben says Rudiger is going to be third option at Madrid. I'm interested to hear more about that. Who do you play in front of Rudiger, Ben? Who's your two in front? Yep. Oh, we got Gavi. Absolutely. Gavi, Pedri. We got lots to look forward to. Okay. You guys ready? You guys ready to talk about the match? I know that it stings. I know that it hurts. This is going to go negative, okay? I'm driving a bus, and we're taking a hard left to negative town, guys. There's only one exit, and it is negative town. Here we come. Whew. Barcelona down 1-0 early. 7th minute. Ball in behind. Both Dest and Eric Garcia not communicating, not having enough focus to close down that run. Ball comes in over the top. Dest leaves too much space. I would say I'd give him a C- for the defensive effort after the attacker receives that pass in behind. Got the angle right. Forced him to near post, so Ter Stegen should have saved that, but would have been a tougher shot if Dest would have just closed down a little bit more. So Barcelona under pressure, down 1-0 early on, and then it was just frustration. Lack of creativity, lack of innovation, lack of movement all I saw was tired legs and tired minds for 90% of the players out there. We had 18 shots, 5 on target. I can tell you 4 of those came in the 80th minute or later. For most of this match, Barcelona were struggling to get even a whiff of Rayo's goal. Could not get any sort of action in between the posts. We had Xavi get one from underneath the crossbar. I think somebody, who was it? Memphis maybe had a header go wide. Those were like the only 2 close chances for Barcelona. 72% possession, you guys. 72. I can't express how frustrating it is to have Barcelona dominate. I'm telling you, dominate possession. I got to get that in a place where I don't have to look down and hit it. Barcelona dominate possession and then not score. I don't understand it. 9 corners and no goals. This is, guys. No.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No. Reset the counter. Amateur hour. Man, how did I jump back and forth so many times with that not? It's fine. We'll figure it out. Anyway, folks, as I was trying to say, if you look at these stats, you know what we're going to do? I hate to do it, but we're gonna. Let's pull this over, and we're going to go. Yep, we're going Barcelona Rayo Vallecano results because I want more than yesterday's. I want to compare. No, not more about this game. Give me October 2021, please. There we go. Thank you. What I want to do is a side-by-side comparison, if we can. Okay, so on the left, we have yesterday's match. On the right, we have October's match, which is Ronald Koeman's last match. This will be interesting, folks. Again, on the left, we have Xavi ball. On the right, we have Koeman ball. Let's take in comparison. First, we had 18 shots and 3 on target for Xavi ball. For Koeman ball, we had 16 shots, 1 on target. Oh, you guys can't really see that. Here's what I got to do. Hang on. We'll take this and sneak it over. Nope, you guys still aren't going to be able to see it. It's behind the... Okay, what can I do? Here we go. We'll sneak this right here. Make this a little bit smaller. Okay. This is going to work. We'll make this happen. We'll grab this and bring it over like this. More like right there. Make this one a little bit smaller. Live action editing, folks. Look at this. Beautiful. Okay. I wish I could put a label on this. We'll do that maybe later. Okay. So restart. Here we go. On the left side, we have Xavi ball. On the right side, we have Koeman ball from back in October. His very last match before being canned by President Joan Laporta. So let's do a side-by-side comparison going down the line here. We had Xavi ball, 18 shots, 5 on target, versus Koeman ball, 12 shots, 3 on target. Pretty close. Oh, excuse me, that's Rayo. 16 shots, 1 on target. 16 shots, 1 on target for Koeman ball. More shots on target for Xavi ball, but like I said, a lot of those came like 80th minute or later. For a majority of this match, we had 1 shot on target. At halftime, I believe it was 10 shots with 1 on target. Xavi ball had 72% possession. Koeman ball had 69. Xavi ball had 615 passes. Koeman ball had 594. Xavi ball had 86% accuracy. Koeman ball had 87. Corners, Xavi ball 9. And I can't scroll down that far, but Koeman at 7. Folks, if you look at these, it is not that different. It's not that different. I hate to say it, but we have come full circle in terms of our results. I saw something on Twitter earlier, and I hate to even bring it up, but Coleman gets fired. We're 12 points down from Real Madrid. Xavi comes in. We sign Torres. We sign Aubameyang. We get Adama on loan. We bring in Danny. We beat Real Madrid 4-0. We go on this incredible run, and then we circle right back around. We lose to Rayo 1-0, and now we're down 15 points to Real Madrid. It don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. Now, even with that said, okay, even though these stats are so close, so comparable, what I will say is that there is more than what you see in one match going on here at the club, okay? You have to factor in the culture that's being built. You have to factor in the mentality that Xavi is trying to implement, and the fact that we are still working our way out of that Coleman hole that we dug ourselves into. So I know that there's going to be a lot of conversation around the regression of Barcelona. And as I just did, comparing Xavi to Coleman, and has there actually been progress made? Here's what I'll say. We've got a long summer ahead of us. We'll have some fresh faces coming in. We'll have some, how do I want to say it? We'll have Ansu, Pedri, and others returning from injury, and we will have a full training camp for Xavi Hernandez and the Barcelona boys. This is going to be the first time that Xavi has that opportunity, and I'm telling you, people are overlooking and underestimating the impact that a full summer training camp will have under Xavi Hernandez. So, yes, it's frustrating. Yes, if you look at the stats, Barcelona have not really made progress. Again, we went from 12 points down to Madrid to 15 points down to Madrid. We lost 1-0 to Rayo, and then we lost 1-0 to Rayo. So we have not made all the progress that we would like to see, but if you're paying attention, there is much more going on at Barcelona, and if you put your head down, you're going to miss the bright future up ahead. So keep your head up, Culers. Still plenty of things to be positive about. Keep that healthy perspective that we are still in that rebuilding phase. We are still rebuilding for the future. We are regrouping this Barcelona squad. The culture, the mentality, all needs to be implemented by Xavi. So despite the disappointing results, in Xavi we trust. Visca Barça. Okay. Rant over. But I'm not done. Well, I'll say rant for Ronald Koeman over. I'm definitely not done talking about this match yet. A few talking points that I want to get to with this. One is Aubameyang's first touch. Hot garbage. Hot garbage with his back to goal. I want to talk about that. I want to get some opinions around it, and then we'll get on to some other talking points. But for me, let's turn the conversation to what is going on. So, okay, hang on. I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this, because there's two ways of looking at it. What I saw was Aubameyang with his back to goal, and every time the ball was played to him, he would try a one-touch, heel flick, back pass, whatever, to someone that was running off of him. But the problem was that there was nobody running off of him, and the passes were inaccurate. I'm not there on the training ground, so I don't know if Dembele and Ferran just aren't making those runs when they should be, or if Aubameyang is just playing in his own match by himself and expecting runs that were never, by design, supposed to be made. I don't know, but that's frustrating point number one. I'll turn to the chat, get some reactions there. I've got a couple other talking points, but that's number one. So let's see what the chat has to say about things so far. Matinho says, just like 2015 Barca, said, I would rather have, let me back up. Matinho says, I would rather have less possession and winning than having more and losing, just like 2015 Barca. Yeah, a lot of possession and no goals is incredibly frustrating. Kuda says, got to remember the rebuild dips. Absolutely. Ben says, y'all looked unstoppable when you first got Abba and Adama, not going to lie. Yeah, looked real good. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. Things have cooled. I don't know what's going on with Adama. I don't know if it's in his head or what. Felipe says mentally drained. That could definitely be part of it. Ovi says players are not motivated in their mind. They feel like they are not playing for anything. They need to believe. Yeah, I hear you on that one. Felipe says Xavi is also learning. Fair point. That is definitely a fair point. Xavi's still learning the ropes. He said after the match yesterday that he just couldn't find a way to motivate the boys. Obi says, Sensei wears a desk number 2 jersey. I sure do. Absolutely. Whoop, as I hit my face with the microphone. I sure do. Got that desk jersey. Got to represent the USA, baby. Yusuf says, Memphis Depay missed back in October. Yes, that certainly had something to do with it. Frezzi says, managers finding loopholes for Xavi ball. Listen, yes, as Xavi continues to implement Xavi ball into Barcelona, there will be counters to what he's trying to do there. So he's going to have to adapt. You know, he can't just be one style of play, which you've started to see already. He's starting to implement a 3-4-3 formation at times. Kuda says, how much do you think the injury bug has infected their mentality? Losing Pedri definitely hurt, but I think more so when Real Madrid had that comeback, that 3-2 comeback against Sevilla, and they realized, oh, we're not going to win La Liga. I think that was kind of the dagger that really killed their mentality so far. But that and tired legs. Xavi, one complaint I have against Xavi is that he has not done enough to rotate this squad. I know he's very particular about what he wants out of each position, but guys, if Xavi is implementing a style of play where we need a pivot that is so specific that only Sergio Busquets can play the role, then maybe you need to change the tactics. Maybe if you are so reliant on a position that, again, can only be perfectly played and there's only one man that can do that, then you need to change the tactics, my dude. That's just, I mean, come on. What are we saying here? Like, if it's Boosie or bust, well, I don't understand. I know Barcelona are very proud in the way that we play football. We are not going to change outside of a 4-3-3. Ask Ronald Koeman. Wasn't allowed to do it. I digress. We need to figure something out. Okay? I'm going to jump over to Twitter for my other talking point. Well, first, I'll just quickly say that ref was hot garbage. I'm not blaming the loss on him. That no penalty call, I should say, to Gavi, not okay. Wow, look at this stat. I wasn't going to talk about this one, but this just popped up. Ferran did not shoot on target in the last 4 matches. What? It's insane. Absolutely insane. There was a couple other things that I wanted to get to, though. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on the fact that the referee sucks. There was a couple of tweets that I liked, though, that get me to my next talking point. Oh, hate to keep harping on it, but look at this one. Coleman, better winning percentage than Xavi. We'll see what happens. Listen, in the next 30 games, I am by no means saying that we should have kept Coleman and not brought in Xavi, okay? I'm not saying that. But you got to look at this stat. This is a little bit alarming, we'll say. I would like to see what Coleman's winning percentage was in his first 30 matches, so it's a little bit more apples to apples comparison. But looking at these stats, Xavi is going to have to figure some things out. I know that injuries and illness have been a problem for Xavi. We know that. However, you got to figure it out. I don't want to make the comparison, but I'm going to look at Pep Guardiola at Man City. He's played with Ilkay Gundogan as his number 9. All right? If I could say his name better, I would say it again. But Pep Guardiola is the prime example of a manager do pass. All right? I will say it is understandable and we can give Xavi a pass because of the squad issues. But at the end of the day, you can't be so shackled to your tactics that it's that player specific. Just saying. Anyway, that wasn't what I wanted to get on Twitter for. There was one other thing. This is it. This is what I wanted to take a look at, folks. This is Frenkie de Jong's face after being subbed off around the 60th minute against Rayo. Now, Barcelona, as I've mentioned, struggling offensively. Tremendous amount of possession. Down 1-0 for most of the game. Frenkie de Jong, for me, was one of the only bright spots on the pitch. Frenkie de Jong, Araujo, those two had a good match. Outside of that, nobody played well. I was shocked when Frenkie de Jong was brought off. I thought that this was the perfect match to have Busquets take a rest, have Frenkie, Gavi, Nico, when we are in need of offensive output, when we are in need of a goal. Why would you take off the more attacking-minded player? When again, even if you are going to change things up and do a double pivot, have Nico and Frenkie, it just doesn't make any sense to me why it's always Frenkie. Why always Frenkie? Gavi was not playing that well. I love Gavi, but he's one for the future. He is the more attacking-minded of the three, but then it would be Frenkie and then Busquets on the defensive side. Again, I'll repeat myself. If Xavi is implementing a style of play that is dependent on a pivot, that is such a specific role that only Sergio Busquets can play it, then maybe we need to think of a different strategy, a different tactic going forward, a different formation if we have to, because we can't have this. We can't have Frenkie de Jong this upset about being subbed off. Like I said, he was the only bright spot in the attacking portion of the field. So I'm with Frenkie on this one. I'm with him being upset. It makes total sense to me. I am now, you get on Twitter and you're just going to see transfer rumors and transfer rumors and transfer rumors. I don't think Barcelona are going to part ways. But if I'm Frenkie de Jong, I'm having some conversations around, hey, at what point in time do we get real about succession planning and you stop taking me off instead of Busquets? At what point does that happen? I'm just saying. I'm with Frenkie de Jong on this one. I think Xavi got it wrong. I think it should have been Busquets coming off. Let's not start the Busquets to the bench hashtag. Okay, that's not what this is about. Back it up from there. It just, this match should have been Boosie instead of Frenkie. Just saying. Okay. Let me get caught up on the chat, see what y'all think about that. Kuda says, beware of ESPN stats. Fair. They do have a story or a narrative that they have to tell. Ovi says, plastic fans on Twitter. A lot of plastic fans on Twitter. Chris, I've said Gundogan, but then I've also heard Gundogan. So I don't know. Gundogan, I'll go with Gundogan, whatever it is. He's played a false number 9 for Pep, and they figured it out. So just saying. Mike says there's a bit of obvious favoritism. Couldn't agree with that more. Ask Yaya Toure about that. Ivan, relax, buddy. San Curioso says we need double pivots. We just have it. Well, first of all, pause. Carlos, welcome to the community. Good morning, sir. Give yourself a little shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. And then Stash Squad, let's go ahead and welcome Carlos to the community. Back to whose question was it? We need double pivots, said San Curioso. There is a great hesitancy for Barcelona to play anything besides a 4-3-3 with one pivot. Historically, that's our style of play. I appreciate that the club keeps that as its identity, but there are some frustrating eras where we've hung on to that identity a little bit too tightly. And that's what led to Ronald Koeman's sacking. Ronald Koeman was playing a 3-5-2 through the end of Copa del Rey, very successful. start of this season was told you are not allowed to do that. You have to do a 4-3-3. Joan Laporta's wishes. Things were falling apart from there. Again, I'm glad we got Xavi. Needed to happen. Needed to happen. Kudus, I love you, buddy. Enjoy your vacation. We'll talk to you soon. I'll see you on Wednesday, hopefully. Culers watching from Belgium. Right on, man. Glad you found us. Welcome to the community, my friend. Listen, Armando, Xavi Ball will be back, all right? I have mentioned that we might have been mistaking Xavi Ball for what should be more accurately named Pedri Ball. Just kind of planting that seed, putting that out there. So we'll see. But I think we need a number 9. We need a defensive midfielder. We need a center back and a left back, maybe a right back, but not that are going to start. We've got our starting 11. We just need some depth. That's really what we're looking for. Speaking of depth, that came from right in here. That felt good. That one needed to come out. All right. Kudos, we'll see you, buddy. What is that? F.I. Sayo? F.I. I'm just going to call you F.I. How we doing? Says competition for Alba. Definitely need some competition for Alba. Frezzi watching from Italy. Good morning to you, sir. Glad to have you. Ben says, what is Pedri Ball then? I'm not an informant, I swear. Pedri Ball, in my opinion, my perspective, is what we were labeling as Xavi Ball, but just didn't realize that it was actually Pedri Ball. Because once Pedri left, there it goes. You know what I mean? Greg says, I worry that teams have started to figure out how to play against our system. We'll get there, folks, all right? Ansu, Pedri, coming back from injury. PK not being on the pitch is also a big deal. I know you don't really think of a center back influencing what's going on in front of him in the attacking third of the pitch. But I'm telling you, PK lining people up, barking out orders, making sure that we are where we need to be on the counterattacks. It all plays into it. All factors in. So, just saying. Just can't have this, folks. Here we go. Point this way. We just can't have this. All right, I'll wrap up the Frenkie point on this. We have to do what we need to do to keep our young players who are coming up, who are establishing themselves in that starting 11. We have to do what we can to keep them happy. I'm not saying that we bend over backwards for any one player, but in a situation where, yeah, Barcelona with not a lot to play for and an opportunity to have Frenkie de Jong in that pivot, I think a missed opportunity for Xavi. We'll say that, okay? But even with that, shake all that off, all right? Not too long ago, 4 months ago, we were like, oh my gosh, we're out of not even 4 months, 2 months ago. Okay, 2 months ago, we were out of Champions League, and we were, 7th in La Liga? Something like that. We are now firmly in second. We got Batiste and others sneaking up behind us. We'll take a look at the table real quick. We'll do that. Okay. Real Madrid up 15 points. Whatever. Barcelona in second, tied with Sevilla. But then we got a little bit of breathing room. 2 points up from Atletico and 5 points up. 6 points up from Batiste. So we've played our match in hand. All the matches played our level. We're looking pretty good, but Sevilla and Atletico still with something to say. Remember, that 4th spot has to go into a playoff, so we want to avoid that. Up next, we do have Mallorca coming up on Sunday, but we've got plenty of action on the channel before that. We've got Wake Up in Barca on Wednesday and Friday. We'll do a match review on Friday. Wednesday, who knows what we'll talk about. Whatever comes up on the news, maybe something special. Who knows? But for now, I'm going to get my day going. Hopefully, this helped out a little bit of therapy, just venting the frustration about Rayo and Barcelona, get it off our chest. Hopefully, everybody feels a little bit better. All right? If you're watching this on replay, leave your comments. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know your thoughts from yesterday's match. If you need to vent a little bit, go ahead and do so. All right? This is a safe place for Culers to come together, support the bad, support each other, the good times and the bad. That's what we do here on the channel. So again, if you are just finding us for the first time, subscribe to join the Undefeated community. Come hang out with the Stash Squad. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are live for Wake Up and Barca. It's Barcelona news. We go over the headlines coming out of the Camp Nou. We have a little bit of caffeine, catch up with the Kool-Aids from around the world, have a little positive start to our day. That's what we do here on the Undefeated channel. And then, of course, we're live for all the Barcelona matches. I do the play-by-play commentary. You don't miss any of the action. And again, you get to connect with your fellow Culers as we cheer on the Blaugrana. So lots more to come here on the channel, folks. I will see you Wednesday for Wake Up in Barca. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. I'll see y'all next time. Mwah.